about this because I want to tell you a story. I want to explain to you where Reena was at this point. So Reena has got an MBA in the finance, right? She's going to give you all her background, what does she do, etc. But I'm just going to tell you the respect I had for this lady. So she was based in Cape Town, and she saw a couple of my posts on Facebook, and she told me, Shane, would you be interested in doing offshore investments of 2 million rand more? Because I see you've got a lot of wealthy friends, and maybe you can take this to them. So I asked her, Reena, what are you doing in Cape Town? And she says, no, she's working for this finance company. They do offshore and what have you. I said, is it working for you? She's saying it's very, very difficult in South Africa right now because not a lot of people have 2 million rand lying around, which I agree with her. I mean, most of you on the call will agree with me on that. So I tell her, okay, I'm working on something that I want you to have a look at. And when you're in Durban the next time around, you come see me and I would show you what I'm working on. So when she came in, I showed her exactly who this is. I showed her videos with me, with the CEO, with Mr. Ron Pope, with our marketing director, because I want you, all the guys on this call who haven't seen this before, we are working directly with the owners of the company, and you have chances to actually be on calls with them as well. So this is not something where we just a link that we're giving you guys. No. This is thoroughly, went through from the CEO to the brokers, etc., etc. So when I sat on Reena and I gave her the information, she told me, Shane, let me get started with $300. But in 2 weeks' time, I'm leaving to Scotland. I said, that's fine. Let's get to work. And what Reena has done blows my mind, guys. And what she is doing and what she's going to do. I mean, if you guys are on this call right now and you tell me, Shane, I don't want to be a bull. And if you don't take this to your friends and family who have money sitting in the bank account doing nothing, and rather than make it work with it, this lady and her team is going to get to your friends and family. I'm telling you this, I have so much of respect for her. Then I met Niall. Niall blows my mind every time. This guy resigned. You know what? I'm not going to say anything else. Guys, let's put your hands together for Niall and Reena, because I just want to hear what's up, guys. Welcome back to South Africa. What you got planned for us, guys? I'll leave it over to you guys.
You ladies first.
He always says ladies first. So guys, thank you for having us on the call. The last time I think I had to say my testimony was on an international call, and that blew me and brought me to tears. So please forgive me if it brings me back to tears today.
We're ready.
Yeah. Guys, like Shane was saying, I did come from the financial services industry, worked in some of the largest companies in South Africa in administration of pension funds. So I've known Shane previously a few years ago, and when I did reach out to him, it was for him to invest in this offshore company that I was working at. However, my job was a commission-based job, and I've never taken a commission-based job before. Guys, just like you, I had debts, credit card debts, home debts, kids' debts, college debts, and it was difficult, but I had to take a job in Cape Town, even though it was commission-based, to advance myself in my career. Because I got an MBA right in 2018, and I couldn't find a job good enough to pay me what I need. And I left my last company, guys, with 150,000 rand after 8.5 years service as a provident fund. Now, if you look at in 2019, that is not enough to last you a few months. And for me, I was getting to the point of desperation when I actually reached out to Shane that, you know what, I need to sign someone in business now, because for 5 months I had zero salary. So the 150,000 was almost gone. And I was literally on my knees praying to the Lord, please give me something that I could work with. And you know what? It was the blessed day that I did reach out to Shane. And when I did come back to Durban before I left to Cape Town, 4th of September 2019 is when I joined CFX, and I've not looked back. And I'll tell you why. That day when I saw Forex, I took out money from my credit card, like 2,000 Rand once a few years before, and tried to do Forex. And as soon as they said, you got to learn on the demo, guys, I'm a professional in financial services. I'm not a professional at trading. I said, you know what, please give me back my money. I don't want I don't want to trade because that 2,000 rand that I took off of my credit card is going back there, because if I lose all this money, I got more debt. And I walked away from it. But Shane went 15 minutes into showing me his back office and what was happening. And I said, stop, I'm in. Because like Shane always says, if you don't know something, get in and learn as you go. Richard Branson. So we all learned this at some point in our life. And I've been learning my whole life, trying to get ahead and make a better salary so that I can bring my kids up better, do better for my children. And I've not looked back, because 2 weeks later, I signed up Niall and 4 other family members and 3 family members and a best friend. And since then, our team is now 5,800 people. And I've still only got me. But guys, I give it, CFX my heart and soul, because is massive, that we could afford houses in both continents. I mean, in Scotland, and a house here. We could live the life we have. In 2019, I was worried about sending my son for his final year of college, and he needed 75,000 rand. And remember, I said 0 salary. I don't want to say a bad word, but I was really desperate. And it was January when, you know, I took out the first bit of money so I could even get a flat to rent in Scotland for both of us, to be able to pay his fees every month for him to finish his year. That same student is retired the day he graduated last year in 2021. He's not worked a day in his life. He earns more than Niall did as a CIO per month. So these are things that CFX has done for us, but it's up to you. How much do you learn from this and put forward for your children, your grandchildren, and for guys? I've also, through this, Niall and I have worked with a lot of people in our teams, and it is about changing people's lives every day. It is about helping them. If you have that mindset of getting ahead and helping people, you will succeed on CFX. And it's not just about the money. It is about what we can do for our society around us, our communities. And this is where we're all heading towards when you look at what South Africa is going through, or many countries. There's no jobs, there's hardships. The other thing I'd like to say is, like, I like to thank Shane, because he gave me a kick up my butt when I first started. You know, I was sitting in Scotland not doing anything. And suddenly my team started working. And I thought, like, because I was still, guys, all of us, when I started, I was scared. It was something new. I've not done network marketing like this. I've not known anything about Forex yet, coming from that space. I didn't know I wanted to make money like those people that make money out of Forex, but I couldn't do it. And if this leverage was working, why not share it? But I sat for 2 months doing nothing and just watching and reading and learning. And Shane came to me and he said, "What is wrong with you? You can see there's people want to work, but you're not doing anything." And he said, "If you give this your heart and soul for 1 year, and you will see what it'll do for you." Guys, in 8 months, I became an executive. 2 months later, I became a manager. I've not looked back. 8 months in, I made my first R1 million. And I don't want to tell you what it's like now, because it's so amazing what you can do working with people. And especially for me, it's because I came from a family that was very poor, and I worked for my children. We worked hard to get them where they are, but the life they lead now as individuals that do their own CFX, they all have teams, they all work with the people, and we all work together as a family. So we've got friends and family, we link together, we work, and it's about your time freedom, and we can dedicate our time freedom now to helping people because we've all left our jobs. Guys, there's 3 sons don't work. Neil and I don't work. Neil, I'll let you talk.
Because my punchline.
Sorry, baby. Go for it.
Finish.
Yeah, so guys, there's so much. There is a video out there. I don't want to repeat all those things, but give this a chance and a fighting chance, because there's nothing out there like CFX. I've tried many things in my life and nothing's worked. But with CFX, all of us have that opportunity to make a change in your family's lives, and start with your family, your immediate family, and work with the leaders and the people together, because we are all here helping each other. And it is about helping each other, especially if you come from backgrounds like we did. For me, if I can sign someone from 300 and get them to 100K in the period that they can get there, it's amazing. Because if it took me 8 years to get 150,000 Rand from a job, as a provident fund, it took me 8 months to make R1 million in CFX. So that tells you the power CFX has within, and what we have as drive within us to help others. So please, everybody, take the chance and take the leap of faith, because there's nothing to lose on CFX. It's only win, win, win. And let you talk.
Let me, well, that makes a change. I get to talk. So my background is somewhat different to yours. I'll not go through the whole presentation of how I met Reena and how we got into CFX completely, because that always gets a good laugh at the corporate presentations live. So I'll not ruin the punchlines this time around. But something Jeremy said really struck a chord. He said, you have technology working for you. Now, as Reena mentioned, for 20 years, I've been a chief information officer, CIO, global head of technology. So for 20 years, I've been working for technology. So it's payback. Technology is sitting there and it is now working for me. So what actually happened was, for me, Reena obviously went and saw Shane and had this conversation and signed up with a few people. But she phoned me up. I had to come back to Scotland for my last CIO role. And I was sitting there and she phoned me up and said, could you send me $500? And you'll have realized by now, Reena is a very strong, proud lady who would never ask for handouts and help. So I thought, oh, this must be bad. I didn't like to ask what for, so I just really thought, I'm helping. I sent it. Reena had to wait 3-4 weeks. She flew the length of 2 continents so she could sit beside me and say, congratulations, you're a member of CFX. To which I responded, as any CIO would, what's that? So she sat down and explained how this would work and how this could work and what we'd have to do to go through this. So being a very corporate individual, and this is the point I like getting across a lot of people, if you've come from a very similar background where you have gone up the corporate ladder, if it's too good to be true, it obviously isn't. And this was clearly too good to be true. So being the caring individual I was, I patted her on the head and said, there, we'll see how this goes. So for nearly a year, I worked in my home office, being very important, acting as regional CIO for Europe, Middle East and Africa for this very large American corporation. And kind of left Reena to her own devices in the other room. And then come about, I think it was October 2020?
November.
It was October, November. Reena sort of burst into the home office, said, need to look at this, talk about CFX. I think you're wasting your time. So I said, well, I'm kind of busy here. I've got a real job to do. Obviously, I can't dedicate enough time to CFX. She said, no, you misunderstand. I think you're wasting your time with your corporate role. We should be doing CFX properly. And I said, yeah, obviously. And then she put the numbers in front of me. And at that point, we were earning roughly 5 times my corporate salary plus bonuses. Which was kind of stuck about here after all the politics and office politics I'd gone through, to have this lady come in and just tell me that what a waste of time. So it's just to give you a measure of the success that we've achieved together on this. Reena was just over a year ago, you made director.
November 2020.
2020. A year later, working together, she got me to director. About a month ago, we both upgraded to 100,000 accounts. The only difference was it was her second time round. So I was clearly well behind her curve in her wake, but no, absolutely, she deserves it. So what I'd say to anybody with a corporate head on, give it a go. Come in with an open mind. You give it the effort it deserves, it works for you. It works unbelievably well for you. So don't be frightened of the unknown. Give it a go. It worked for us.
So guys, with the parting, I'd like to say this. I know many people look for people with big money to sign up. I'm the one that looks for people with the minimum pack, because those are the souls we need to help. And those are the ones that will help you build together. And that's what you need in this business. It's about helping people. It's a people's business, and it's not just a money business. If you think about it like that, then you will go far in this life, and you will make money, and you will make it together and enjoy CFX the way we do. And I want to thank the leaders here, because guys, we always see each other on calls, we have our meetings, we meet at events and we talk together on, you know, various groups and stuff. I want to say, as leadership, you guys do an amazing job. And it's being that leader that Shane was to me. I held on and learned as much as I could. Even sometimes he said, please go read the thing again. Guys,
Often.
when we say often, when we say learning and understanding is important, because with that, with the knowledge of CFX, you can do it for you, your kids, go forth and do this. And I thank everybody on this call for lovely words, and I hope we inspire you further in this business. It's not just a business, it's an international CFX family, and it's full of love and wonders. Enjoy, everybody.
Wow. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. You know, Reena, before you go, I just want to tell you this. Last week sometime I took the Mustang to Ford for the service, right? And as soon as I parked it, and it was branded with the Bitcoin and what have you, Powerteam. So you guys can listen to this, right? And the lady at this, when in charge of the service department, showed me, are you Shane D? I said, yes. She says, CFX, right? I said, yes. She says, you are the reason why 5 of my staff left work. I said, well, I'm not dead. I'm coming back for your finance manager. And Reena's sons worked at Ford as well. So 5 of them actually left their jobs at Ford. And I was, but they took good care of me, Reena. I just thought I'd add that in. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for sharing that with us. You know, it's always inspirational. You inspire me now, you know. So without further ado, I think we just got past 6 minutes past 9. And